Hey, this is Al McGee with entertainmentticket.com. I am the film critic for www.yeticket.com. The film I'm going to talk about right now is called The Invisible Woman. You know, many players wish that woman will be invisible when there's a time of need. Well, this is about a man cheating on his wife with another woman. Oh, but it's a little bit different. Well, The Invisible Woman was directed by Ralph Fiennes, and he also plays the lead role. And the lead role, or the main character, is called Charles Dickens, that historical figure. You know, Charles Dickens was the Michael Jackson of his time. And at least that's my opinion. He was very popular. People really read his works, and they loved his works. Not only just his books and things like that, he also wrote plays too, which you saw in the film. In fact, at the beginning of the film, you saw Nellie. You know, she's married now. She changed her name, and she's directing one of his plays, but then she started reminiscing about what happened, you know, with their relationship, because at this time, Charles is not there. Charles met Nellie when he was 45. She was 18. And so her mother, played by Kristin Scott Thomas, liked that arrangement because there were not many opportunities for young women, you know, to make some money. So arrangement with a rich, popular guy, that was pretty good for them. Well, anyway, they met because Nellie and her mother and her sisters, they were actors or actresses, and Charles Dickens hired them to, you know, act with him at his home, where his wife lived, and his kids. That's right, he had kids and a wife and everything like that. But he meets this young 18-year-old lady. And his wife, well, first of all, his wife didn't love his stuff. His wife didn't really love him. She wasn't passionate or nothing like that. And at the age of 45, and I can understand that, you know, he loved her youthful vigor. And also, he realized that she loved her work. And she had a lot of life. She was 18. His wife, Catherine, she didn't, you know. But in the film, you know, he made Catherine look like she had nothing to do. She probably didn't. Remember, there's not a lot of opportunities, a lot of things to do back in those days for a woman. She raised his kids. She had them. What else she going to do? Travel herself and talk about him? No, back then they didn't do those things. But anyway, Dickens met Nellie, left his wife, divorced her, and lived the rest of his life with her until he died. Of course, you know, they did have a gossip section in the newspapers there in England. They wrote about that, and he responded to that too. Now, Dickens at that age, he wanted some passion. He wanted some love. He wanted to be touched, you know, at his middle age, and I can understand that. In fact, I can understand that with many men and women around the middle age, how they want passion. They want to be loved and touched and feel some youth. I can understand that. So I can understand this relationship that he had with Nellie. Now, there's a scene in the movie where in early September, in the early 1800s, around 1860, you know, Dickens was burning up all his correspondence sponsors to Ellen or Nellie. She also did that too. So there's not a lot of evidence on their relationship, but this is based on a book about this relationship that the screenwriter Abi Morgan wrote about. Now, The Invisible Woman, I always ask myself about any film, including this film, The Invisible Woman, did I learn anything new, or did I care about the characters? You know what I did? And I did learn something new about Dickens, because I really didn't know this, because I never really knew about his whole life. I knew some things about his life, and I read a lot of his works, saw his works too on TV and movies too, and this really taught me something new. Now, for the director of this film and this film, were the actors credible? Yes. Were they likable? Yes. And again, did I learn something new? Yes. So, The Invisible Woman wasn't enjoyment for me because, again, this is something new to me. So I'm giving this 3 palm trees out of 4. It's a little slow, but back then, it's the early 1800s. This is not New York City. That's why I'm giving this 3 palm trees. The Invisible Woman. Raph did a decent job with this film. Again, the reason I'm giving it that, I learned something new, and the characters were new to me. Thank you for watching.
We are your entertainment ticket, that's right. WalkYourTicket.com. We are your